So this season got off to a bit of a rocky start for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think I'm spreading news with that opinion. But just in time for the season to be turning around, we get a feel-good story here for the Kansas City Chiefs, hearkening all the way back to the preseason itself. In this news here, the Kansas City Chiefs have re-signed Esa Pole in an article from Arrowhead Pride titled, Chiefs Bring Back Rookie Tackle Esa Pole Back to the Practice Squad. A player once lost on waivers returns to Kansas City by Jared Sapp. We get the following. This is a little bit down in the article. I didn't start right at the beginning. After Saturday's practice, head coach Andy Reid briefly addressed the decision to bring Pole back. Reid noted that the team had been impressed that Pole had played at a high level at Washington State, despite having no high school football experience. Reid is pleased that offensive line coach Andy Heck will be able to develop a player whose potential has been promising. Then, the quote from Andy Reid himself. Big guys are hard to find that can move like he does, Reid remarked, and he had a decent training camp. He's a young guy, and you're always trying to develop those guys. Nobody does it better than Andy. He gets to get his hands on him again. Now, I do believe that there is some argument to be had over whether or not Andy Heck is the best at this, considering that a player once cast off from the Kansas City Chiefs found a starting right tackle job with the Packers, whose offense is at times humming along. So we do have a little bit perhaps of a difference of opinions on that there. But who is Esa Pole? We're going right back to the preseason here. Esa Pole, offensive guard from Washington State. He's an offensive tackle. There was a lot of projection that he would be an offensive guard in the NFL. I don't know that he has the bend to really contribute at offensive guard. I think that he has the upside at offensive tackle, and if someone has the upside at offensive tackle, you certainly give them the ability or the opportunity to fail at offensive tackle before you do anything else with them. He's 6'5" plus, 6'5.2", 323 pounds. That is good size. Unfortunately, and possibly what kept him from being drafted, those are the only quote-unquote good testing numbers that he has. He did 23 reps on the bench press, which is acceptable, a 29-inch vertical leap. That harkens back to his days as a basketball player, an 8'4" broad jump, a 5.3 40-yard dash. Now, that is a yellow highlighted number there. It's really not great. And a 1.87 10-yard split is trouble as well. The three-cone drill of 8.03 is another very bad number, but the short shuttle number of 4.72 is a decent number there. We do get a little bit of further context from NFL.com. A developmental tackle guard prospect with NFL size, Pole should continue to improve with coaching. He has played football for just 4 seasons, with 2 at the FBS level. His technique needs work, but he showed clear signs of improvement and plays with adequate football intelligence. He has the lateral foot quickness to make zone blocks and mirror rush counters, but doesn't always play as powerfully as he's built. Whether he lines up at tackle or guard at the next level, he'll need more refinement on a practice squad early on. Now, he was on an active roster for a while there, but what we have in Esa Pole, so what's the ceiling here? I 1000% think that the ceiling is a starting offensive tackle in the NFL. Does that mean that he is a starting tackle in the NFL? No. Does that mean that he will absolutely get there? No. That's the ceiling. I think, however, though, when you start looking at things, you're looking at a guy who belongs on an NFL roster. And speaking about UDFA, that is very difficult to come by. The Chiefs, and Brett Veach in particular, have done an extremely good job coming across UDFA that can stick on a roster. But With Ezapole, you have a premium position in offensive tackle where you are getting a player for free through the ranks of the UDFA that can come in and be a player along the offensive line. He is not anywhere close to that right now. He does have to learn a whole lot of things, as alluded to in the partial article that we have here from NFL.com. He's a guy that didn't play high school football. He's a guy that didn't play much college football. But when he got on the field, he did not give up a sack. So this is a player that is what I think a lot of us refer to as a gamer, right? So maybe he's slow picking up some technique, things like that. Maybe it will take him some extra time because he does not have all of the coaching that many prospects at this level have. But when the game is on the line, when he's on the field and he knows there's a quarterback behind him that can be sacked, he sells out. He does not give up that sack. He does not give up a route to the quarterback. And, hey, some players have to do exactly as they're coached along the way. You look at someone like Tom Brady. Tom Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, threw the ball extremely proficiently because he threw the ball the way that you were supposed to. That works for a lot of guys. Some guys, Tom Brady, was more limited athletically, so he had to do things that way. Patrick Mahomes does not. Patrick Mahomes does not have to plant his foot at the three-quarter position and push off of it, right? He just doesn't have to. He's going to throw the ball from wherever he's at. That is what is called being a gamer. That is what I think you have from someone like Esa Pole. Obviously, different forms of this, right? So the one thing that I would say is a worry with Ezapole is, just like this NFL.com little snippet says, he doesn't always play as powerfully as he's built. So I think what you're looking at is an offensive lineman that is going to struggle in the running game a little bit. You see this with the agility grades. You see this with the explosiveness grades. You see this with the 40-yard dash and the 10-yard split especially. He's not the most mobile guy going forward. He's not the most explosive guy. He's not the most agile guy. He's simply able to stand in the way of people. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs have problems running the ball anyway. Why would they want an offensive lineman that's not very good at run blocking? Jawan Taylor is that right now, and Jawan Taylor is not the greatest in pass blocking, and Jawan Taylor has problems getting penalties. Been on a bit of an upswing, but I do think that does provide a base level floor for what it is you might be looking at with a ceiling for Ezapole. Looking at Ezapole going forward, if he's able to learn the techniques, if he's able to get a little bit more sound by the book, the coaches are going to feel better about putting him on the field. Because that's the thing with players like this, is that, he's perfect. He hasn't given up a sack in college. Didn't give up a sack in the preseason. He's perfect. And that guy is perfect until you realize that he cannot defend a swim move to save his life. And that's a very big rush. So you either need to see him improve the technique or get a lot of reps under him that the guy just doesn't give up sacks. The guy's just really good. We can't teach him technique. He can't learn to save his life, but he's really good at football, right? So one of those two things needs to bear out for Ezapole to get a shot moving forward. A whole lot of reps or getting better with the technique. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on the channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.